gentlemen, Ross Automotive. 2007 Chevrolet Cobalt. You're gonna love this one. So car comes in, wanting me to check why the AC ain't working. All right. So I sit there and I hit the Schrader valve on the low side of the AC line. Nothing in it. Okay. So I told the customer, just real quick, I just did this, you know, like lickety split, get it done real fast, and give them an idea what's going on, you know, see what we got happening here. So the system is empty. So I did my normal routine. I put air in the system, you know, I hooked my gauges up, put compressed air into the system. We turned the air inside the, of course we turn the engine on, turn the air on, you know, and the reason I do that to see if I got a compressor clutch working or if the compressor is burnt up, you know, I don't know, I haven't done anything to it, you know, so quick check is throw some air in that thing and see if that compressor even works. Won't hurt it if you're only doing it for a few seconds, but needless to say, turn it on, nothing, okay? Well, I had the customer turn it on actually, and nothing at all, no compressor, okay? So I went inside the vehicle immediately. I said, that's odd, can't hear nothing. Looked at it, the light's on the dash, of course, it is now, as a matter of fact. No fan, nada, zilch, none. So I told her, I said, well, at this point in time, you know, we're going to have to schedule you in here for later on when I got time to diagnose it properly on the inside, see what's going on, and this is where it gets funny. So the car is back. I'm going to take that camera off of here. This is where it gets real funny. And at this point in time, I guess I'm going to ask you guys, what would you do? So I popped the cover here. Hadn't even looked at anything yet, you know. So I sit here looking at the cover, which is kind of irrelevant. And I'm going to undo what I just did. So by the time I popped the cover, I thought, now wait a minute, we have no control, the car is off. Why's my fan running? I looked down there and lo and behold, there's a wire strung that seems to go toward the inside. And sure enough, I hope the camera will pick that up. I don't know if it will or not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the ignition key off. So along with the ignition key, fan motor turns off. So needless to say, over here they got a resistor that's an adjustable resistor. Lord knows what that's off of. I mean, they got creative, I give them that. I don't know that this is going to be a standard part or not. I doubt it. So anyway, we don't know what we're going to run into. The relay back here is supposed to be the AC clutch, okay? So not got a relay in it. I haven't looked at all of the other stuff yet. I just basically what I did is I robbed the relay here. Okay, I was curious at this point in time, you know, put the relay kind of half and half there, put test light to ground, and pretty much introduce a ground on this side right here, you know, which happens to be our control side of the relay, and that's the one that the computer will actually ground when you turn it on. So of course the problem is going to be, let me put you back on the stand here. So I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it or not, but we'll give it a whirl, because, well, yeah, you can't hear it. Never mind. That was silly. I just said something stupid. But anyway, you will be able to hear it because all I gotta do is unplug this stupid fan. So turn the ignition key back on. Obviously, you probably see the lights come on. So at this point in time, I was just curious to see what it even does. So go in here and I'm gonna test light hooked up to a bolt back here. It's hooked up on negative. Here's a battery post. So test light lights up. We got ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce a ground to the control side. And me being quiet, so actually the compressor clutch is functioning. So that part of the control is there, or that part of the wiring is good, it's there. I know that part, but I guess the question here would be, you know, what would you do at this point in time? You know, we got a resistor that clearly does not belong in the vehicle. We got a wire that's strung from through the firewall, coming out here, sitting on the resistor that supplies power to the resistor when the key is turned on, which that should work really good on a cold winter day. Just saying. But I don't know at this point in time. Of course, I had to contact the customer and told the lady that you know, I don't mind helping people, but sometimes, you know, you gotta pick your battles, and this one of them things right here. Am I going to pick this battle or not? If I end up picking the battle, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera back on later on, and I'll step through there with you and see what we can figure out here. See what kind of controls we got. Of course, we want to use the scan tool and all that good stuff. See if we can control some stuff with it. Don't know what's there, what's going to be there, what's not there, you know. Have no idea. I hadn't looked at it yet. You know, this is just the obvious that I just found just by popping the hood and turning the key on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera back off. Like I said, if I find something interesting, if I decide that I'm going to go ahead and work on it, I'll turn the camera back on. If I decline the job, then well, I'm going to just upload it as is, and hell, in the comments, guys, leave me an answer here. What would you do, you know, when that comes into your shop? You know, I can't, in all good conscience, tell them it's a standard $50 diagnostic fee for an hour, and me taking 3 or 4 hours, you know, trying to figure out what all is wrong with this thing. You know, I'm not chasing wires that are coming from the inside and having to disconnect stuff and all that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, let me know. What would you do? So looked up in the front there. Well, I guess I probably should start out by saying I'm going to go ahead and extend the video a little bit more. But at the end of the day, the customer declined the work. Or, well, it was more or less kind of a mutual thing there, because I kind of talked the lady out of going ahead with it. The car is basically should be in the scrapyard, to tell you the truth, you know, and that's not my you know, I'm not trying to be mean about it. The car's got a lot of issues, you know, definitely exceeding the value of the car. I mean, it's got door handles falling off, and you know, door seals that have been crushed and broke and cut, and it's got on and on and on. It's got an exhaust hanging loose, you know. Too many issues with the car, you know, for me, in all good conscience, to charge the customer $400 or $500 to rebuild an AC system, maybe even more than that. I hadn't looked at it, you know, of course, but one thing is my fault. This morning when I looked at the car the first time, I didn't notice it. I had an issue with my fitting. I wasn't actually getting air in the system, or if I did, I didn't hear it, because the gauges were actually showing pressure. But that's neither here nor there. I didn't make a mistake. I thought I had air. I did not. Well, upon further investigation, I showed you all the wire a while ago that was strung to the fan. That was the first thing that actually really stuck out on me, but I started to look, and I called the customer first. I told her, I said, I think it's fruitless to really continue with the diagnostic and having to fix this. We don't have a blower motor. I said, you're going to sink more money into that car than what the car is actually worth. I said, for an equal amount of money that you fix and spend, I can go buy you a better car. Like I said, that may not have been my place to say that, but, I like to be honest with people, give them a straight up opinion on stuff. And anyway, to continue the story, I actually looked on the front of it, and I fixed me a new fitting. I got all that fixed up, so I put the air hose back on just one more time because I was able to energize the clutch on my AC compressor through the relay via the test light, as I showed you. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of air in it, and as soon as I hooked the air hose to it, psh, okay, what in the world is going on there? And I looked in the front of the car, and lo and behold, guess what was missing? You guessed it. The whole friggin' condenser is missing. So whoever sold it, she was told that the air conditioning should work, and they had to know that they removed the condenser out of the front of the vehicle. I mean, it's a no-brainer. The hoses are hanging there, loose on the bottom. They're kind of tucked in the side. I did not see that this morning. Like I said, when I glanced at the front of the car, I did not see that part. I didn't realize that all I can see is the radiator, not the condenser. So, with the cars being covered the way they are, that was hard to see in the first place. But anyway, long story short, we had come to the conclusion that I'm going to go ahead and finish out the hour diagnostic, and at least give her some more direction. We had talked about that, but after I've discovered that the whole condenser unit was gone out of it, I called the customer back. I told her, look, I said, I'm not going to take your money. I said, we'll just do a little bit of charge, for doing what I did, and I don't want to take your money and you sinking that kind of cash in that automobile. And she agreed. So I just figured I'll let you all know that, throw that in the video with it, because that happens around here. Of course, this part of the country, no inspections. You get away with murders on an automobile. The front brakes completely gone. I mean, the rotors, I should say, not brakes, big term. The rotors, I mean, they were like rounded off, just rusted away, paper thin on one side. It's ongoing on this vehicle. Just a few minutes that I spent looking at it, what I've seen, the vehicle is dangerous, and that's all there's to it. She's going to try to save her up a little bit of money and come up with something else. Vehicle wasn't inspected, and this brings me to the other part of the title that I'm going to put in when I upload the video is I highly recommend to all you people out there that even if you think you know automobiles, find a shop, find somebody that does it for a living, let them do an inspection. Most shops offer a pre-sale vehicle inspection. It is not a waste of money. It is always an investment that is well worth it. Would she have taken that vehicle to somebody? I mean, I'm not going to throw prices at you. That I can't do that. The customer told me what she'd give for it, but I'm not going to repeat that. But what I can say is this: would she have invested? We charge, I think, $75 here to do it, to do a full-on inspection. And would she have invested that money? I would have, no questions asked, told her to take your money and run as fast as you can run. So guys, I know there's a lot of people out there that want to do their own stuff, and there's also a lot of people out there, I'm not going to be stepping on some feet here now. There's also a lot of you guys that think because you fixed your vehicle in the past, you know, or you've owned 3 vehicles that you worked on, you know, and you did some stuff, that you think you're mechanics. You're not. Get over that, you know. I can honestly tell you, find a shop that does it for a living, that knows what they're looking at. Have them do the vehicle inspection. Save yourself some money. Guys, I'm going to end the video right here. Like, subscribe, do what it is you do. Till next time.